David Deleuze, your broadcast host. Today, I'm excited to bring you part 4 of Leave Those Bags Behind. Please do me a favor, like and share this message on social media with your friends and family. All right, let's get to the word. Here's part 4 of Leave Those Bags Behind.
So now in this passage of scripture that we're studying for, there are 3 takeaways that I want to examine today. The first is this. Jesus did not even address in this passage of scripture why the person was in that condition. Do you realize he didn't tell us why? And the fact that he didn't tell us why means it was irrelevant. Why? Sometimes we want everybody to know, well, this is what happened to me. And the reason why I'm the way that I am is because of what I went through and how I came up and what they said to me and what they did to me. As though that is justification for my conduct. And we're supposed to excuse that ugly conduct because of what you went through. Jesus teaches us in this passage of scripture, doesn't matter what you went through. Doesn't matter what you went through. Because he's the deliverer. And your deliverance is not predicated upon what you went through. Let's look at what he says in verse 3. It says, in these lay a great multitude of sick people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. Then whoever stepped in first, after the stirring of the water, was made well of whatever disease he had. So the people were all over the place, waiting for an angel to come down. If you read from the King James Version, it says to trouble the water. Other translations tell us it's talking about to stir up the water. And the first person who got into the water was relieved or was healed. But Jesus was showing us in this passage of scripture that doesn't matter what you're there for, doesn't matter why you're there, doesn't matter what your affliction is, doesn't matter what your past is or what your problems are, doesn't matter what your physical situation is, doesn't matter what your environment was, doesn't even matter what church you went to. He says all you've got to do is depend upon him for your deliverance. He didn't address why. The second takeaway that I get from this passage of scripture is that Jesus' question suggests that the person's victory and deliverance was up to the person. I want to say that again. Jesus' question suggests that the person's victory and deliverance was not up to God. Sometimes we think we're waiting on God. We're waiting on God. But Jesus asked him a question that suggests it's not up to God. Let's look at what he asked him. It says, a certain man was there who had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been in that condition a long time, he said to him, do you want to be made whole? That sounds like a rhetorical question. Now, I'm sitting here for 38 years. How are you going to ask me? What do you think I'm spending all my time here for? Of course I want to be made whole. I'd have been at home if I didn't want to be made whole. But look what Jesus is, he's saying, do you really want to be made whole? Do you know some people don't really want to be delivered? Amen. Some people don't really want to be set free. And so one of the things that God has to get into our spirit is the recognition of who we are and where we are and what's going on, what the real deal is down on the inside of us. And to be real about that. Because some people would rather have your pity than to have their freedom. You want me to say that again? I said some people would rather have your pity so they can get on the talk shows and go on Oprah and Dr. Phil. They would rather have that than to be set free and delivered. So Jesus had to call that to this man's attention. Do you really want to be delivered? Do you really want to be made whole? Let's just think about that. Just ask yourself. Don't say nothing. Don't show any signs on your face. Just kind of ask yourself, do I really want to be made whole? Do I really want to be delivered? Do I really? Let's look at the third takeaway. The third takeaway is this. Jesus did not address or respond to the person's justification for the condition. Let me say that one more time. Jesus did not address or respond to the person's justification for his condition. Let's look at what happened here. It says in verse 7, the sick man answered him, "Sir, I don't have anybody to put me in the pool. Don't you feel sorry for me? Don't you see that I'm a victim of circumstances?"
Welcome back. You do not want to miss the conclusion tomorrow of the message, Leave Those Bags Behind. Please don't forget to like and share this message with your friends and family on social media. I'm David DeLuz, and I want you to remember that the sower sows the word, and therefore it is with the same measure that you meet that it shall be measured unto you again.